All right, hey guys, welcome. Thank you for being here today. We are so excited to have you join us. We have got an awesome game on the Wheel of Destiny this morning with some students spinning the wheel today. But first, I have a couple of announcements. First of all, if you want to be baptized, we haven't had any baptisms in over 6 months. So if you have been waiting for your opportunity to be baptized, let us know. Email me, email Petrosky, email Jared, whatever. Get a hold of us and let us know that you want to be baptized so we can be in contact with you about that. Secondly, Among Us. Who's played Among Us? I can't raise my hand because I haven't, but I know my children do. So we are going to have an Among Us party. So don't mark your calendars yet because we don't have it on the calendar, but it's going to happen. So we want you to know about it. All right, so other things happening. We've got our in-person on Sunday mornings in the gym now at 10:30. And then Sunday evenings for junior high, we are meeting in the the Discovery Auditorium for small groups. Please join us for that if you haven't yet. We would love to have you for you 7th and 8th graders. And you 5th and 6th graders, preteen, you meet in the gym on Monday nights at 6:30. So we'd love to have you come out. That's all I have. So we are gonna kick it over to Jared and the Wheel of Destiny.
What's up, guys? My name is Jared, and I got with me Lexi and Dylan, and we're about to do the Wheel of Destiny. Look how excited they are. They're so pumped to be here. And then we got our challenges that we're gonna have on this wheel is we have the Sprite and banana chug. What you're gonna do is eat a banana and then chug the Sprite. Doesn't that sound appealing? You get it? Banana? Okay.
That was my joke, by the way.
It was your joke. Okay. And then we got the Dutch Bros chug where you gotta pick up this Dutch Bros and you gotta chug all of it, as much of it as you can at least. And then we got the Kool-Aid pucker where you eat this entire packet of Kool-Aid with no water, which sounds like you're just saving some time, honestly. And then you got the mustard makeover or the trash bag Ross, which is you put a trash bag on and you get a makeover of mustard on your face, or Bob Ross it up with some mustard. You got the saltine challenge where you're gonna eat the saltines in the minute. The saltine, you know what the saltine challenge is. And then we got this big bag of candy that you get. You just take home with you. You don't have to eat it all right now. That's a lot of calories. 35 pieces of candy, you know. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split it up. We're gonna have Lexi go first, and then Dylan, and we're gonna do the Wheel of Destiny. Lexi. Are you ready? No. She's ready, guys. She's ready. You got this. It's not gonna be anything too bad. My wife came on here and all she had to do was drink some eggs. It was fine. Yeah, it was good. All right, spin that wheel. You're gonna do the saltine challenge. All right, you gotta eat as many of these as you can in 1 minute.
I'm a slow eater.
Yeah, that's why you gotta do it fast. That's why it's a challenge. You got this. Eat them! Come on! Everybody in the crowd, give it up for Lexi. She does this! Come on! Come on, Lexi! Come on! Whoa, come on! Get it in there! Come on! You got it! No laughing! You just gotta eat them! Come on! You got it! You got this, Lexi. Keep going! You got the easy one. You can get the mustard makeover. You gotta keep going! You gotta eat those saltines! Eat them, eat them, eat them! Is now up. How many did you eat?
4.5.
4. She ate 4.5. Yeah, there's a half in there. So give it up for Lexi with her 4.5. Are you ready for this, bro?
No.
I really hope you get the mustard makeover. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put my money on it, honestly. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Say the words, bro.
Spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel. Come on. What do we got? Yeah, the Dutch Bros! Wow! No, man, just chug it. Just, yep, go, yep. Chug. Come on, you got this. Shit. Oh, you take the lid off? Yeah, get that ice all over your face. That's a good idea. Come on.
So go.
He's gonna have a brain freeze after this. It's gonna be awesome. Come on. No breaths. No breaths, bro. Don't All right, guys, that was our Wheel of Destiny for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are now going to move in to our next segment.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. The sun sets free. Oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. Free at last, he has ransomed me. His grace loves me. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, you died for me. The sun sets free. Oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against me. I am who you say I am. Oh, I am who you say I am. The sun sets free. Oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. For I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. For I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so, so kind to me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You've been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, quite still unbound, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, quite still unbound, leaves the 99. I don't deserve it, and I couldn't earn it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Yo, yo, yo. All right, so think about this. Have you ever made a decision in your life that started out very insignificant? You didn't think nothing of it. Maybe you were like, I'm going to play volleyball, so I'm going to join the volleyball team, or I'm going to join the basketball team, or I'm going to join the band team. Whatever the case may be, or I'm going to take Spanish 101. And before you know it, you're like, man, I really am enjoying this. And the more time and effort that you put into it, you realize that, okay, this is something that I am really taking serious, and this has become very personal for me. And even if somebody tried to take it away from you, you would fight to keep it in your life. Why? Because it's personal. Well, I think that's how our relationship with Jesus should be. I think that our Christian faith, our faith journey should be built around Jesus and Jesus alone. And that relationship should be very personal. And so for the next 5 weeks, we're going to take a look at why we should have a very personal relationship with Jesus. So like I said before, over the next 5 weeks, we want to go all the way back to the very basics of what we believe and why we believe it. And so for some of you, this is going to be new. For some of you, this is probably going to, for the very first time, hopefully change the way that you view Christianity. And so what I want you to do, everyone, I want you to take everything that you believe about Christianity, and I don't want you to throw it away, but I want you to set it aside. And I want you to pick up with me this term that it's personal. And I want you to begin to see what it would look like for you to have a personal relationship with Jesus. Even though you may think you already have a personal relationship with Jesus, and I'm sure most of you do, or I hope that most of you do, I want you to follow with me, okay? We're going to go to John chapter 4. And we're going to answer the question right off the bat of why should we have a personal relationship with Jesus? And I believe it's found in John chapter 4, mainly because Jesus himself makes it personal. Starting in John chapter 4, verse 1, it says this. Now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John, although in fact it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea and went back once more to Galilee. Verse 4, now he had to go through Samaria. So he came to a town in Samaria called Sychar, near the plot of ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon. When a Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, "Will you give me a drink?" His disciples had gone into town to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask me for a drink?" For Jews do not associate with Samaritans. And so this is very important that this woman would remind Jesus that he's a Jew and she's a Samaritan. And in most Bibles, it even goes as far as saying that Jews did not associate with Samaritans because they didn't. And so everything in the culture at the time would actually give Jesus a pass to completely ignore this woman. You see, but that's not who Jesus is. Jesus' mission that day was to make things extremely personal for this woman. Let's keep reading. In verse 10, Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." "Sir," the woman says, "you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us this well and drank from it himself, as did his sons and his livestock?" Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a living spring of water welling up to eternal life." In 15, the woman says to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." He told her, "Go and call your husband and come back." "I have no husband," she replied. Jesus said to her, "You are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man you now have is not your husband. What you have said is quite true." "Sir," the woman says, "I can see that you are a prophet. Our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you Jews claim that the place where we must worship is in Jerusalem." "Woman," Jesus replied, "believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father neither on the mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is for the Jews. Yet a time is coming and has come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth." And I love this part of the story because despite all of Jesus's efforts to try to make things very personal for this woman, she reverts back to what we all do sometimes, don't we? We wrap up our relationship with God into where we're going to worship, how we're going to worship, and the ways we worship, and all of these things. And that's what she starts to do. But Jesus essentially says, look, none of those things matter right now. What really matters is that you would worship me in spirit and in truth. And he basically says, look, go and get your husband. Go and do this and go and do that. And she says, man, I don't have a husband. And then Jesus starts to tell her, as we later read, he starts to tell her things about her own life. He is seeking to interact with her on a very personal level, like he is seeking to interact with you and I on a very personal level. He goes on to say this in chapter 25. It says, "The woman said, I know that the Messiah, called Christ, is coming, and when he comes, he will explain everything to us." And in verse 26, then Jesus declares, "I, the one speaking to you, I am he." And Jesus says, look, a time that is coming is actually the time that is before you right now. And it is time to take all of your ideas of church, all of your ideas of where we should worship, and all of the tension between this and that. And it's time for you to move those things aside and focus on me, Jesus would say. So why do we make our relationship with Jesus personal? Because he made it personal. Because he, in this one story and in countless other stories, 4 more stories in which we are going to look at over the next upcoming weeks, where Jesus invites us to set everything else aside and focus on him. We make our relationship personal with Jesus because he made it that way. The Bible says that he knows every hair on our head. He knows everything about us. And he desires to have a personal relationship with us. And our hope is that over the next upcoming weeks and for the rest of your life, this will build a foundation where nothing else matters but Jesus.
All right, thanks guys for joining us today. It was so good to have you. Remember, jump on those Zoom calls. If you've been watching this live with us at 10:30, we are going to jump on those Zooms to be able to discuss further the message today. And have a fantastic week. See you later.